lived in the district for over 55 years. So I know what it was, what it has become, and what it can be. So I feel I bring the wealth of knowledge of knowing the district and the people of the district. My current professional role for the past, we're going to say 10 years prior, I was a caretaker caregiver of my mother. My mother had Alzheimer's and dementia, so I really kind of stopped working. I was only teaching basically part-time at a junior college. But prior to that, my role, I have retail management and health information management and nonprofit management. So ran a store, was store manager. Then I went into healthcare and I was a health information manager. Started at UTMG. Then I went on to St. Francis, and at St. Francis I managed data for the cardiac cath registry and the trauma registry. And then I started a nonprofit, and the nonprofit is Cafe, or Cultural Arts for Everyone. And so I have, extensive years of nonprofit management. And with Cafe, we have presented over 90 performances and reached over 119,000 individuals. And we were also the first organization to sell out the Cannon Center. We did that before the symphony. And we did it to a very diverse audience with Ailey too. So I carried that honor. The greatest opportunity is we're not going to get anywhere until we address poverty. Poverty is the biggest ill, and along with poverty comes all these other things. So if we don't address poverty and what's going on with that, nothing is going to change. Just like the task force being here now, yes, crime is down a little bit, but once they leave, did they address issues dealing with poverty? No. So the crime is going to come back. People don't have any hope. So changing the outlook of the district, giving people some hope, positive hope, and letting kids know, like all the time we hear something about it's negative. We do not hear anything positive. So positive things need to come out of the district. And so that's the thing that I will concentrate on working on. It's the yin and the yang. We can't do anything without each other. So as a business person, I would say, and me being a former business person, an entrepreneur, and still in the entrepreneur role because I founded the nonprofit. So we need the business community just as much as the business community need us. That's why I say the yin and the yang. So forming more partnerships with businesses and also knowing what they need, because one of the things is the population in Memphis is declining. And it's also getting older at the same time. So there's always this thing, we need to attract and retain the brightest and the young. But if you don't do anything for the citizens that are already here, why should they tell their relatives or anybody else, you need to come back home, you need to stay here? No, they're not going to say that. They're going to say, leave, don't come back. And then what are we going to have to take care of an older population? And then as a business, what are we going to have to fill your positions? And they need to be able to fill those positions by the time they graduate, if they want to, because college is not for everyone. Everyone doesn't want to go to college. And there should be programs, so not waiting till they get into the 10th grade. We need to start earlier, say 9th grade, preparing them. And the businesses need to come into the schools and say, these are some of the jobs or opportunities that are going to be available, and let them see that. Currently, kids only see in that district, you see drug dealers, you see gangbangers, you see people who open up businesses, there are a lot of, and there's nothing wrong with them, barbershops, wing stores, or the pathway out for them to be a rapper or to play basketball. There are more opportunities than that, and people need to see those. So businesses coming in and showing that it's a win-win for everybody. I see myself as willing to, there's always this conversation about them and us. And when I'm talking about them as us, they call them the toy towns, the Germantown, the Millington, the Collierville, the Cordova, and we don't even go to Fayette County, the Lakeland, the Arlington. We're all in the same boat. And until we come together, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to change. We're all Shelby County. We're all that. And so I see myself as working with any and everybody. And I have always done that. And I say recently, I took a trip and I visited with some Asian priests. And don't ask me how, but I stayed at a priest and I ate Indian food for 2 weeks. Indian food that I had never been introduced with. But I will talk to the wall if the wall talks back. So I see myself as someone that will talk and be willing to listen and be open to whatever we need to do to change. And that's all I am. And some people say a change maker, they don't like change. But I've always been about change. And there are people that have said when I was born that when the doctor slapped me, I said, why did you do that? So I'm always asking, why did you do that? Is there a way that we can all do something to make it better for everybody?